Welcome to this transmission, which we have titled Expect the Unexpected. There is, on your planet, something that has been labeled the chaos game. And we understand now that many people on your planet are experiencing a lot of chaos, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of unexpected things. A lot of things going in directions you did not assume they would ever go. And so you usually refer to this as a chaotic experience. But this chaos game that you have underscores something very important. The chaos game goes something like this. If you take a piece of paper and you randomly place a dot with a pen on that piece of paper. And then, according to a certain set of rules, you place another dot and another dot seemingly randomly on this piece of paper. And you keep doing this, dot after dot after dot after dot, until you literally have hundreds, if not thousands of dots on this piece of paper. By following the guidelines that are given for the chaos game, even though it may seem as if you are placing dots randomly on this piece of paper, what starts to emerge is an underlying pattern that reveals itself as a series of triangles, the underlying structure of the chaotic random pattern that you assumed you were creating. That it always leads to this underlying structure. No matter how random, no matter how chaotic things may be, there is always, eventually, when enough incidents occur, as represented by each individual dot, this event, this event, this event, this event, the dots translating into different events within what appear to be the chaotic pattern, you start to see that there is an underlying structure, an underlying pattern. Mathematically speaking, the series of triangles that is created in the chaos game that underlies what appears to be the chaotic pattern is referred to by many mathematicians on your planet as a Sierpinski gasket, which is a series of triangles within triangles within triangles within triangles. It is a fractal image, a fractal structure that starts with large triangles and contains smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller triangles within each and every triangle that is created, thus revealing this underlying structure, this very regular pattern, even though you started out assuming that everything was random and chaotic. So we wish to extrapolate to you that even though things now across your planet may seem to be somewhat unpredictable and chaotic, in many different ways and many different aspects of your society, sociologically, economically, politically, religiously, what have you. The idea to understand is that when enough events of this nature occur, you will start to see an underlying pattern, an underlying structure that will help you understand how to recreate the idea of stability in a new way, from a new perspective, from a new direction, that can, even out of all the chaos, create a new direction, a new stabilization for your society to move forward upon, a new framework upon which to build a new society, a new direction, allowing you to experience the kinds of changes that are necessary for the evolution of humanity in a positive direction. So you can always transform what at first may appear to be a lot of chaos. If you stay in a positive state, if you start to really look for the patterns, you start to allow yourself to relate to every event as if there is possibly some advantage you can gain, some lesson you can learn, some knowledge you can access in what's going on and use it in a positive way. You can start to build this framework, start to build this structure, start to see it more clearly for the direction it can point in, to allow you to move evolutionarily in the direction of a greater period of time, a greater expression of creativity, a greater experience of stability for humankind that will lead you not only to open contact, but to your place in the galactic family to which you belong. So do not despair. Do not lose heart. The idea that you may have hopes and dreams is fine. But hopes and dreams allow you to simply stay in the state you need to be in so that you can finally perceive what it is you need to know in order to understand how an underlying structure underpins everything in your physical reality creation, no matter how chaotic on the surface things may appear. Remember that all of this is the product of life paths that have been chosen from spirit to help drive you in a direction that you prefer. But as we always remind you in the formula, you must stay in the positive state with everything that happens, or at the very least, remain in a neutral state. I'm not saying accepting things you don't prefer. A neutral state is just a state of observation that gives you the opportunity to decide how what happens will affect you personally in your life. So staying in that neutral or positive state will allow you to take advantage of whatever happens. Again, remembering it's not about what happens, it's about what you do with what happens. It's about the actions that you take in the direction of your preference with regard to what is happening, the responses that you give that are positively oriented, that can stave off the offers that are being made to you that may be out of alignment, that may be negative, that may be fear-based. But staying in that positive state will allow you to transform things that you will perceive as chaotic on the surface into this underlying structure. You'll begin to perceive it in time. And that underlying structure will form the framework that will move you forward, that will create connectivity and stability between those of like mind to allow you to evolve in the direction that will benefit all humanity. So, right now you are riding the rapids, but the stream downstream is calm. You just have to get there. You just have to learn to maintain your balance so that you do not tip over the boat, the canoe, the kayak that you are using to ride these rapids. Maintain the balance. Stay true to yourself. Stay positive or at least neutral. Observe how the chaos can add another dot, another event that can eventually reveal the underlying structure that reveals the direction you have all decided to go in, even though some of the impetus may seem to be negative and chaotic. It is all driving you forward if you use it that way. So we encourage you to stay in a space where ultimately the chaos can reveal the underlying patterns to you, that you can begin to see them, connect to them, to allow your heart to open up to them, and to feel the momentum of moving in a direction that will benefit all. So expect the unexpected, but use it to your advantage, because it's all about what you do with what happens. It's all about how you use the surprises, how you use the unexpected, how you use what you don't prefer to move you more clearly in the direction that you do prefer. The power is with you. Don't forget to act. Choose and act. Choose and act. Unexpected things can hold many surprises that are beneficial for humanity. Learn to use them to your advantage. That is what we have to say today. So, we will thank you for allowing us to share this with you. And in return, we ask, how may we continue to be of service to you? How may we help you? Or in our ancient language, Iski teveo atua. Iski teveo atua. How may we help you? Please begin with your questions and dialogues, if you wish.
Hey,
Good day, good day.
I'm so excited to be here and to see you today. My first question is, I've been practicing a state of love and joy and passion as much as I can. And it's a wonderful experience and to see the world through these lenses. And then at times I feel I put myself in fear. And this is like a fear that I know from my whole life, like underlying fear, that's always been there. And then I start overeating, my body gets swollen, and I get frozen. And basically, I cannot do much. And I've been investigating beliefs around that. And yet I feel I'm not really there. I still do that.
All
I
right.
find it difficult to, yeah.
All right. But again, remember, there must be something that you are even more afraid of, and that's why you stop yourself from moving forward. That's why you freeze yourself, because you are afraid that if you keep moving forward, there is something even more terrifying that may happen. And remember, this is simply the story that the negative belief is telling you, that if you keep going, something really bad will happen. Something really worth being afraid of will happen. Remember, as we have reminded all of you in the past, the more terrifying things get, the closer you are to freeing yourself from the negative belief. Because the more afraid you are to move forward, that means the negative belief is trying harder and harder and harder to make sure you don't let it go. And therefore, it's trying to make you even more scared to move forward, because you're so close to letting it go that it has to try that much harder to make you afraid of letting it go. So you have to see the fact that you get really scared as a sign that you're very close to breaking through and breaking free from the negative belief. You have to have a clearer understanding that that's what's happening, mechanically speaking, that that's how negative beliefs function. And if you can allow yourself to remember that when you are really, really scared, when you are afraid and the fear comes up and the negativity comes up, remind yourself that this is the negative belief working very hard because you're so close to really breaking free and letting it go. And it's creating the illusion in the story that it's telling you that something even worse than what you've already felt, what you've already experienced, what you've already imagined will happen if you keep moving forward. You have to see this, in a sense, as an act of desperation on the part of the negative belief to try even harder to make sure you don't let it go. And once you can see that, you can see through it. You can see through the illusion, through the trick that it's trying to guide you with, and you can finally be free and move forward and feel the momentum that will accelerate you in the direction of your preference. Does this make sense to you? Do you understand what we're saying?
Yes, it does make sense. And I was wondering if you could help me to, investigate more.
No. You're misunderstanding. There is nothing else to find. It's simply what the negative belief is telling you that you have to let go of. You have to see that it's trying to make you afraid for no reason. There is nothing else to find. It's only making you think that there is something else to find. You have to see that as part of the trick. Oh, there must be something else you're missing. There must be something else you have to figure out. There must be some other belief that's hiding. That's part of the story that it's using to make you not move forward.
Okay, makes sense.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes, definitely. Thank you.
Does that help you feel a little bit lighter?
I feel tightness in my throat.
All right.
And
But
I could
again,
feel this coming to my mind. So.
Can you allow yourself, as we have just said, to get into the understanding that all of those ideas that there is something else to find, some other belief holding you back, may just be part of the story that the negative belief is telling you, because it has nothing else to show you. It has nothing else to use other than to trick you into believing that you're missing something.
Yes, makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. Thank you.
All right. So now that it makes sense, even just a little bit, do you feel any relief at all?
Yes, I do.
All right. That means you are accelerating forward. So anytime this comes up, it's all right. If there is something there, you'll figure it out and you'll see that it's nonsensical and let it go. But many times also you have to double check that there may actually be nothing there, that it may just be part of the story the negative belief is telling you, that there's something else you have to let go of, when in fact that may be a complete fiction.
Yes, it makes a lot of sense. And I think I was trapped many times in this in this pattern.
Yes. And now you understand one more of the tricks that negative beliefs have that can help you move forward more quickly by always reminding yourself, if there is something to figure out, you'll figure it out by moving forward. If there is nothing else to figure out, you will realize that by always reminding yourself that the idea that there's something else to find that stops you may just be a fiction coming from the negative belief. So use those two things to continue to move forward. All right?
Wonderful. Yes. I'm also wondering, I notice myself to hold to some old definitions, old pictures of my preferred future, like expectations.
Yes, insistences.
Sometimes, yes. And sometimes it's really easy to let them go. And there are certain areas in my life where I'm holding on to them. And I find it really difficult just to let go and just feel it and not be stuck on that visualization.
All right. Well, this is part of what we're already talking about. There are certain things that are important to you that represent the idea of who you prefer to be, where you prefer to be, and what you prefer to experience in general, energetically in your life. And because those things, those particular things are more important or representative of a more important state of being, those are the things where the negative belief will focus its story. And that's why it seems more difficult to let those go, because the negative belief recognizes those are the important things that you could move forward on that would allow you to let the negative belief go. So that's why it seems more difficult for those particular things, because those are the things you are making more important than anything else. And therefore, that's where the negative belief will focus its fear-based energy.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Yes.
So last question. I've been using energy readings for some time to support my clients, and I've lately started also channeling. And I was wondering if you could explain what is the difference really between the energy reading and the channeling, because I sense the difference and I still have hard time to explain it and to understand it.
Well, the idea in general is that an energy reading is you're picking up on the vibrations of another individual and translating what that vibration may mean, whereas a channeling may involve a telepathic connection by altering your frequency to match the frequency of another level of consciousness or another being, and acting as a translation device for that other level of consciousness or for that other being to bring through information. Do you understand the difference?
Yes.